Until Liz, Uncle Roger know you don't have fire, so I brought my own fire.
Now he's using the torch.
Give the guanciale some wok hay, make it more crispy.
Chef Brian Tsao here, not your typical chef, and today I'm gonna react to this Italian chef challenge Uncle Roger Vincenzo's plate. I am excited for this one because this is one of Uncle Roger's videos where he doesn't cover an Asian dish, and apparently, according to my analytics, a lot of people who like Vincenzo's plate likes my channel as well. So thank you, Vincenzo's plate. Shout out to Frank the Muskogee, I don't know if I pronounced that right, and Rebecca Cassidy for becoming sous chef level patrons. Thank you so much for your support. And if you have been enjoying this content and want to support further, please consider becoming a patron, link in the description below. If you're new to the channel, I am a professional chef with 18 years of experience. I've defeated Bobby Flay on the Food Network show, beat Bobby Flay, as well as run the world-renowned kitchen of Beauty and Essex located right here in New York City. The views and opinions expressed in this show are exactly that. They are just my views and opinions based on my years working as a culinary professional, but I don't always get it right. So if you have something to add or want to correct me, let me know in the comments below, as I always love to learn, but would also like to hear from you. And finally, be sure to check out Mission Sandwich on Instagram. This is the official account of my brand spanking new sandwich shop located in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Open now. That's right. You can go there and try some of my creations anytime. Again, here in New York City. Come say what's up. Come say hi. I'd love to meet you. And with that said, let's watch some shit.
This Italian chef, Vincenzo plate, he challenging Uncle Roger.
Every video you do is egg fried rice, egg fried rice. Can you actually cook something else, or you only cook one dish? Huh? Maybe that's why Auntie Ellen left you.
Shots fired. Holy cow. I love this dude. I have never watched a full episode of Vincenzo's plate. I've seen clips here and there. Until recently, doing this show, I don't consume much food content on YouTube. A lot of the content I follow is a lot of nerdy guitar stuff like Ola England, Agafish, Fluff's channel, Ryan Bruce's channel. And yeah, it's because of you guys in this channel, I've been watching a lot of food stuff. So anyway, point is, I'm very new to Vincenzo's plate, and I love the dude right away. Damn, he got some sass. And I love that accent as well. Also, I gotta admit, I'm jealous of that nice ass hair, dude.
Out my egg fried rice and my marriage. Okay, Vincenzo, in this video, Uncle Roger gonna make my own carbonara.
I think that's that's pancetta cooked with a torch and a wok. Oh, let's keep watching. Although that looks like a pretty damn good carbonara. So I'm looking forward to this.
Show you I'm not just one trick pony.
There you go. Hey. Rising up to the occasion. I always admire somebody who is willing to take a challenge and rise to an occasion. Good stuff. Are those blue jeans? Uncle Roger. Well, why the blue jeans? Where's the shorts, man?
I need to use your kitchen, even though I've been...
So you're using Auntie Liz.
Fired from here 2 times now.
Yeah, can't seem to get rid of you, Uncle Roger. I hear this Italian...
That, and you're a dick to people with allergies, Uncle Roger.
Challenge you to make some pasta.
Hi, Uncle Roger. You have been reviewing so many egg fried rice videos, but every video you do is egg fried rice, e basta, is enough. I am challenging you to make spaghetti alla carbonara. Do not follow your best friend Gordon Ramsay, because he uses peas and creme fraiche for carbonara.
Does he? I know Gordon Ramsay likes creme fraiche, but yeah, authentic carbonara, no peas, no creme fraiche. It's literally just egg yolk and a shit ton of cheese.
Challenge is on. Bring it on. Fuyo.
He insulting Uncle Gordon, and he can't even say fuyo correctly. Step 1, if you use cream, throw it out.
Yes.
To make it
Okay. Carbonara. I haven't made it in a while. I did get to make carbonara for Matteo Lane, incredible comedian. I was doing a podcast with Matteo as a guest, and I was tasked with making him one of his favorite dishes. He said one of his favorite dishes, not only to eat, but also cook himself, is carbonara. Shout out to Matteo Lane. If you don't know him, look him up. Amazing stuff. Hilarious dude. Anyway, so egg yolks, Parmesan cheese, I'm almost positive, spaghetti, in this case, spaghetti alla carbonara, and fresh cracked black pepper, and water to cook the pasta. And that is pretty much it. And it's so simple, and that's what makes Italian food. So, oh shit, I almost forgot guanciale. I almost forgot about that. I think some people do it with pancetta, but the most authentic way is with guanciale. It's those ingredients. It's that simple. Amazingly, the simpler foods can sometimes be some of the hardest, because I feel like those things you really have to pay attention to technique in that case, because now there's so few ingredients. Each ingredient stands out so much more, if that makes sense. So let's keep watching.
Italian people cry because cream is like Italian people chili jam.
So, Uncle Roger, you can't do a carbonara without some good quality black pepper.
correct.
I got you this very special Sarawak black pepper.
Sarawak, oh, this black pepper from Malaysia. See, there's
Nice.
no good black pepper from Singapore. That's where Auntie Liz from.
And also there's a present for you, because I know how much you like pounding.
Oh, Auntie Liz know Uncle Roger too well. I love pounding. Is this how peanut allergy guy pound you? Little fat. Oh, Uncle Roger likes slow and sensual. Is this what you do?
Don't make too much mess.
Hiya. And Vincenzo, the meat you need for carbonara is this thing, guanciale.
Yep.
It's from the pig's cheeks. It's
Yep.
got a really good flavor and lots of fat in it.
Don't use bacon.
Don't. Oh, no. Big no. Guanciale, as they mentioned, is the cheek. Pancetta comes from the belly, and then it's rolled up. Beautiful Italian cured meats. Do not use bacon. It's smoky. It's completely different. Other than it. Well, no, it's not even cured. I mean, it's brined, and yeah. Don't use bacon. I know that some people substitute it with bacon. If it's literally the only type of like fatty pork product you have, sure, but otherwise, no. Guanciale for carbonara is the way to go.
Don't use pancetta. They for poor people.
What would you use if your niece and nephews can't find guanciale?
If niece and nephew can't find guanciale, then get your shit together and move to better neighborhood.
If I was asked that same question, I would have been like, hey, the authentic way to make it is with guanciale. But if you really need to, then try to find pancetta, because pancetta is definitely a lot easier to find than guanciale. Man, this is why I like Uncle Roger, because he just fucking gives it to you straight. And you know what? That's a very normal Southeast Asian Malaysian uncle. They're just gonna give it to you, and you're not necessarily gonna like to hear it.
To little strip. How I do?
Looks good, nice and even.
My chopping improved since last time?
Yeah. Be careful of the knife, it's very, very sharp.
Hiya, stop woman-splaining. Uncle Roger used sharp knife before.
It's chef-splaining.
Win one
Oh shit!
Michelin star and now so arrogant.
Get out.
Cut away skin on the guanciale because nobody want foreskin on your pork.
God, sorry, children.
Don't steal Uncle Roger catchphrase.
Going back to the video, guanciale, it's again from the cheek, but there's also going to be this layer of skin that's really, really tough. You do want to trim that off. The same thing goes for prosciutto. When you get prosciutto whole, it's in a leg, and there's always going to be a layer of skin on it. You do not want to slice with the skin on. It's very tough, very chewy. It is not pleasant at all, so you always have to trim off the outer skin layer. Okay.
Don't take this part off. This where all the flavor is. Auntie Liz, you right, your knife very sharp.
Should cut through.
Yeah, and Uncle Roger should. He's holding the knife well. You know, I've mentioned this in previous videos where you hold the blade with your finger wrapped around it. Basically, the more surface area the more hand to blade contact, the more control you'll have on the knife. He's clearly got that down, so hurrah to you, Uncle Roger. But his well, shit, I'm left-handed, so it would be this way for him. So his left-hand technique, fingers out, very dangerous, always tiger claw, okay? That's how I explain it, or, you know, eagle hand or whatever. I say tiger claw. Fingers are angled and you'll never cut your fingers, okay? So make sure tiger claw and then full contact onto the blade. You know, if you start there, you're already you know, in a good place to get down your knife skills.
Like butter.
So he cut them into big strips. Personally, for me, I like to cut them into pretty much like almost chips. Not chips, into not strips. What do you call it? Slices. Yeah, not slivers, slices. So basically, I'm cutting on a bias and making these like almost leaf-looking shapes of guanciale, and then I get that I render out the fat and get it very crispy. What he's going for here, again, that's the way I like to do it and the way I like to have it. What he's doing here is where it's thicker strips and it'll still have, you know, more of that meaty bite. Again, it's different. And in fact, I think this may be more authentic doing it that way. Could be wrong. In fact, let me know in the comments how the guanciale should be cooked. Like I said, the way I've always done it is where I cut it into strips or, you know, not big leafy pieces, but into flatter pieces and get that super crispy.
Spaghetti, niece and nephew. Only buy the good stuff. See, this one, so yellow. This is stuff you get from regular grocery store. Tastes like shit, throw it out. But look at this one.
So much food waste on your channel, Uncle Roger. Throwing out jam, throwing out spaghetti. Come on, man.
This the good shit. And Uncle Roger also prefers spaghettoni to regular spaghetti because Uncle Roger fancy.
What's the difference between spaghettoni and spaghetti?
Oh, it's just thicker.
Things are better when they're thicker.
Uncle Roger trying to make family-friendly video. And also, when you take spaghetti out, you want to throw away the broken spaghetti. Because broken spaghetti only for broken family. Don't use it.
Uncle Roger, do you know how the Italians measure portion for spaghetti? You just go like that.
Oh, but then if your hand's small, you eat less.
Yeah.
Auntie Liz very used to this motion. Use either 1 or 2 egg yolk per portion, depending on how many baby chicken you want to kill. This is pecorino. Don't use Parmesan.
That's what it is. Fuck. I'm sure a lot of people are lighting me up in the comments right now. It's Pecorino Romano, not Parmesan. Oh, I gotta embrace for getting lit up for this one. I deserve it. It's okay. I can take it. Going back to the cheese, the main difference between Pecorino Romano and Parmesan cheese is Parmesan is made with cow's milk, Pecorino Romano is made with sheep's milk. But they're both aged cheeses, very dry, hard aged cheeses. They're both, you know, have a higher salt content because they are aged much more, and obviously because more moisture had left the cheese and it condenses all the flavor. But they both have that wonderful quality of a really nice aged cheese, which again is the saltiness, has a little bit of that crackle as you bite into it, and just tons of natural umami that, you know, cannot be replicated in any other type of cheese other than something that's highly aged and dried. It's really, really nice stuff.
Now mix it all together. I know this Italian food, but Uncle Roger like to mix with chopstick. And some black pepper.
You know, if Uncle Roger was sitting in my seat right now and then saw you using chopsticks, you would definitely be giving this a hard hi-ya right now. When people reach for the whisk, you definitely giving them the hi-yas, huh? You deserve a hi-ya right now. Hi-ya you, motherfucker.
And of course, the king of flavor, MSG. Don't put too much because guanciale.
You know, funny enough, the Pecorino Romano and the guanciale are the guanciale? Does guanciale have naturally occurring MSG? Definitely the Pecorino Romano will have some naturally occurring MSG.
Too much MSG?
Yeah, Uncle Roger learned. Uncle Roger think in my fried rice video, I put too much MSG in there. So many people complaining.
Yeah,
Correct.
dude, that
it was
was
very salty.
You want it to have this kind of creamy consistency. Do you want to eat this raw?
No.
It's just salmonella. Don't be pussy.
So for me, right away, that is way too thick. How I did it for Matteo was I mixed the yolks with some cheese, but not all of the cheese. And then I mixed it up lightly, but then I warmed it up over a double boiler, a pot with a little bit of water inside. You put a bowl on top, and then you use the steam to heat up the bowl, and that will give you a much gentler source of heat so you don't basically create scrambled eggs. It's a really common technique in especially pastry cookery, but I do that when I'm making my carbonara to, again, get it warm and kind of temper it so that when you're adding the pasta in, you're not adding it into cold yolk, cooling down your pasta. So I feel like when you temper the yolks a little bit, it's a bit more harmonious and you can still kind of keep the heat of the dish. But let's see what Uncle Roger does here, because again, I'm very curious. But for me, that egg yolk cheese mixture was way too thick for my taste.
Tony, boil a pot of water. Usually we salt our pasta water with regular salt, but for Uncle Roger, I salt my pasta water with MSG. Just use feeling. When the water boiling.
Yeah, Liz's face was great. She has crazy RBF, yo.
Now time to put.
But yo, she's a chef and owner of her own spot. She ain't got time for bullshit,
Pasta in there. Your saucepan not big enough.
You chose the saucepan, Uncle Roger.
Don't tell our viewer that. They think I am god of cooking. We cook it for 10 minutes while the pasta cooking. We're gonna make our guanciale.
But
Auntie Liz, Uncle Roger know you don't have fire, so I brought my own fire.
Now he's using the torch.
Give the guanciale some wok hei, make it more crispy.
I see what he's doing here. I would have done this very differently. What I do is I take my guanciale, I put it in a saucepan, not a wok. Maybe this was the only... Now, he had to stay in character, so he used a wok. But I would definitely use a saute pan, put the guanciale, my thinly sliced guanciale into the pan with some cold water, or room temperature water rather, and then bring everything up together. And what that's gonna do is render the fat out of the guanciale. And then it's also going to uniformly heat the guanciale, okay? You do that and you continue to cook it until all the water evaporates. By the time all the water evaporates, all that's left is the fat from the guanciale, but it's no longer in the guanciale. Again, it's been rendered out during that boiling process from cold. So now the guanciale is warm evenly throughout the entire product, but now it's cooking in its own fat, and it's going to get wonderfully crispy because, again, all the fat is now out of the guanciale and it's using its own fat to cook it. It is absolutely wonderful, and I highly recommend, if you want to cook guanciale and get it crispy, or bacon or pancetta, start with some water. You have to make sure it's cut up. You can't do this with chunks. Start with water, cold, bring it up all together, cook until all the water comes out and evaporates, and then cook it in its own fat, strain it out, save the fat for something else later, and now you have wonderful, salty, crispy pieces of whatever product that you are making, and it's absolutely delicious. This technique is gonna give you more of a chewier guanciale in his product. Not bad, different. I prefer the crispier version though.
When there's 2 minutes left of your pasta cooking time, take some of your pasta water.
you want that starchy water for later.
Correct. And the water have MSG also. Have you had MSG pasta?
No, I haven't actually. This is going to be a first. It's always a first with you, Uncle Roger.
First is always good. Uncle Roger, remember my first time? Full of awkward and crying. Hopefully this first time better. Pasta done cooking. Take it out. And this the only time Uncle Roger will use colander. Pour in your pasta water.
Okay.
Now pour in your carbonara sauce.
I'm not too into that. It appears it's getting crispy. Okay. I would have my egg yolk mixture, again, that I said I would do over a double boiler. And then I would actually add some of the pasta water to also help temper it a bit. And I don't do this very long. I literally just want to get the egg yolk mixture, egg and cheese mixture just warm. Again, I don't want to add something cold into something very hot. It's gonna, in my opinion, cook very unevenly. Also, if I was Uncle Roger, I would have done this off of the heat source. Yes, an induction burner heats the pan rather than providing a heat source that hits the pan and then cooks your product. But at least by removing it from the source that's giving it that heat, you are controlling it a bit more. So in this scenario, I feel like I'm starting to see chunks of egg on the side of the pan. I feel like he could have gotten a much crispier and smooth product, again, using a double boiler and adding a little bit of the pasta water into that versus putting it into the pan and then adding the yolk. Just my opinion and how I would do it.
And now it's ready to be served.
And he didn't have his plate ready. He did not have his mise en place ready. He didn't stage out what he needs to accomplish the dish in front of him. You saw him go, oh, I have to plate it. Oh, where's my plate? Home cook versus a professional. You're always ready. You always know where your next item is so that you can get the dish, the cooked product from the pan into the customer or into the customer. Yeah, I mean, yeah, technically true. As soon as possible, because every second that the food is not in front of the customer, the food is getting colder and it is not at it's not the optimal place where the food should be. The optimal place is literally right off of the pan. Okay? Trying to do a little bit of spin.
Sprinkle in more black pepper. Shred in more pecorino. Here you go, Uncle Roger Wok Hei MSG carbonara.
Okay, so I saw the clip earlier. It looked creamier, so I don't know if this is the same dish. Maybe they did another one. Could be, maybe not. Maybe I just didn't look at it carefully. But this particular shot, it's not looking as creamy as I think it could be. It definitely doesn't look like the egg is curdled or curdled, meaning like basically cooked into scrambled eggs for the most part. It could have been much creamier. Also, this guanciale is not looking too good. You know, it's looking, again, I want a crispier product. Don't forget, even if you get it crispy, you're putting it into this egg yolk mixture that has so much liquid in it. It's going to, in essence, kind of rehydrate your guanciale. And to me, that looks like it's going to be more gummy versus meaty and chewy. And again, in this case, it's so fat. I really would have preferred the texture contrast, rather, of something very crispy with the creaminess and then the soft chew of a pasta. And yes, you know, traditionally we want pasta to be al dente, but gummy and al dente pasta to me doesn't sound very pleasant. Let's keep watching. I'm very curious to hear what Auntie Liz says.
What do you think?
Looks good. Let's try it.
Okay.
Uncle Roger using chopsticks.
Hiya. Italian Asian fusion.
Pasta looks like it could have been cooked more.
It's good. Fine. What do you think?
Oh, notice she's not saying it's delicious right away. She's like thinking, how do I let Uncle Roger down easy?
No, but it's nice. I like the guanciale. It tastes really, really good. The sour white pepper, really good.
Mwah. Anything I can improve?
More pecorino. A touch.
Vincenzo, here my carbonara.
See, that one looks a lot creamier. I feel like that's a different plate.
List approved. What you think? What you think? Why don't you review Uncle Roger carbonara video? See how I do.
Is there a video where Vincenzo reacts to this? Oh man, I cannot wait.
How your video is Italian food, hiya, so...
I do know that Vincenzo makes a egg fried rice video. Let me know in the comments if you want me to review Uncle Roger's reaction to Vincenzo or just Vincenzo's video. Let me know, please. Okay, let's talk about what Auntie Liz said. I agree with her. Definitely more pecorino. I also she said the guanciale tastes good. Honestly, when is guanciale not going to taste good? It's freaking always delicious. Just my preference to have it crispy. I do think it was a nice touch that he torched it. You have to be careful with that, though, because you don't want to singe something and get bitter flavors. Some bitter is good, some burnt flavor is good, but you still want to be careful with that. You could always take it too far. As for what I would do, let's run it again, A to Z. This may actually be a great cooking video for me to do, because I do genuinely like to make carbonara, even though I've only made it a limited amount of times. But egg yolk, I basically would put like a third of the cheese in when I'm putting it on the double boiler. Keep in mind, my pasta would already be cooking, and then I just warm that up, set it to the side. My pasta would be ready. That goes into a, well, it comes out of the pasta water, goes into a bowl. It can be the bowl holding your egg yolk with some of your cheese in there. And then that's when I would put it back on the double boiler, and I would kind of go back and forth a little bit, put the rest of the cheese in, the guanciale. And again, I'm going back and forth on the double boiler. The pasta is hot. I don't want to leave it on the double boiler, otherwise it'll make the eggs curdle. Plate it, fresh cracked black pepper, and then I would actually drizzle some of the fat from the guanciale cookery, getting it crispy, and then fresh cracked black pepper. And did I mention more pecorino romano? Can't get enough. So that's how I would do it. I think I want to make that video, but very cool. What am I going to grade this? 1 out of 10. I give this one, honestly, I'm going to give it a 6.5. He did, he had the right ingredients. His technique could have been better. You can clearly tell this is his first time, or maybe second or third time at most making this, and he wasn't nearly as confident with this dish as he was with egg fried rice. It's outside of his wheelhouse. However, I do commend you, Uncle Roger, for taking up the challenge. Kudos to you, much respect. And with that said, hope you enjoyed this video as I did making it. I am Chef Brian Tsao, not your typical chef, and I'll see you really soon.